All right, everyone. I'm going to get straight into this one. We're talking about Whitesnake, Slide It In. I had never even heard of this album before. Picked it up. It was $2 at the clearance bin. How could I say no? $2. An album I've never listened to. It's Whitesnake. I enjoy Whitesnake, the 1987 album. I always thought it was called self-titled, but when I was doing my research for this in 1987. Now, this surprised the hell out of me on a multitude of levels. I actually had to do some research on this one because I've never heard of it before, but I knew a bunch of the songs. I was like, what the hell? There are two versions of this album. There is the North American release and the European release, or the US-Canada release and then the European release. Track listing is different on both of them. Songs are the same on both, but the track listing is different. It's only with bonus songs later on with other releases that there was differences. I had to look online. The track orders are completely different, like 100%, just totally rearranged the track listing on here. Probably for the better on the US version, because when I look at what the track listing was on the European version, it explains a little bit of why this album is not more popular than it is. I'm going to say it up front. This album should be more popular than the 1987 album because it's a better album. Just flat out better album. I have a couple gripes about it, but still a better album. All right. I'm going to rattle the track list off here first. And this is as it is on my North American version, okay? Slide It In, Slow and Easy, Love Ain't No Stranger, All or Nothing, Gambler, Guilty of Love, Hungry for Love, Give Me More Time, Spit It Out, Standing in the Shadows. Every last song on here is a decent tune. Every last song on here is a rocker. Even though there are three different songs on here with love in the title, they're all still rockers. They're not ballads. Love Ain't No Stranger starts off a little slow, but it's got some kick to it still. Now, right off the bat, check this out. These were the singles. I had to look into this. The singles that were released from Slide It In were Guilty of Love, Give Me More Time, Standing in the Shadows, Love Ain't No Stranger. Of those four songs, I knew one of those. I knew Love Ain't No Stranger before listening to this album. So someone screwed up with the singles. Funny part is, I had this album playing, just rocking it out, and Slide It In comes on. I turn around, my buddy Drew, and I'm like, dude, was this in a movie somewhere? Or was it, you know, I'm thinking the original Transformers, the movie kind of thing, not the live action. I'm talking the actual cool animated movie or something like that. You know, I'm thinking somewhere like that. And he's like, dude, it was on the radio like 3 times this week, and I'm like, really? I was like, yeah, it's always on the radio these days, it seems. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay. I was positive I remembered it from a movie, but, you know, apparently it's on the radio regularly. Slide It In, great tune. Really good tune, man. Just so much fun. Then we hit track 2, Slow and Easy. Now, I knew Slide It In. Obviously, as I'm saying, I knew Slide It In. I recognized it. Slow and Easy, oh, not only did I recognize this one, man, I went into flashback mode. I'm at wheels on roller skates again, clapping my hands, man. Going down slow and easy. I'm fucking down slow and easy. Just rocking that one, man. Like, favorite song on the album. It really is, man. Now, with the European version, Slide It Easy is track 2, and Gambler is track 1. Gambler actually makes sense as a track 1 kind of song because of the way it opens up and goes into its intro mode, but they were way smarter with the way they did it on the US North American version, because for me, Gambler was a better choice to start off side 2. It might have even been a better choice to end the album. It's one of the few. I really just not a fan of Gambler. It's probably the song on the album I'm the least into. It's not a bad tune, it's just the one I'm into the least. I thought All or Nothing was a good tune. I missed Love Ain't No Stranger. Love Ain't No Stranger just starts off a little slow, but when it gets going, man, it gets going. It's a good tune, man. All or Nothing was really enjoyable. Gambler, like I said, was the only one I wasn't overly into. Guilty of Love is okay, but I actually prefer Hungry for Love next. Give Me More Time, not a bad tune, I guess. Spit It Out I actually really enjoyed, and Standing in the Shadows. Now, me personally, especially based off of the European track listing, the singles they released were stupid. The US version at least has slided in right at the front, so if they don't want to play the singles, they could have put the vinyl itself on and let the album cut go, which is great and fantastic. Slow and Easy, unfortunately, because of how long the song is, can't be a single. You could cut it down. I think they could have cut it down into a reputable single, but I probably would have given it a shot releasing it as a 6-minute single myself, because it is a good tune, man. It's a really good tune. Probably my favorite Whitesnake song. And the funny part is, I did not know it was Whitesnake's song, but I also haven't heard it in decades. Okay, Love Ain't No Stranger, really good tune. This one I'm not going to say anything about being released as a single. It makes sense. The first 3 songs on the US version should have been singles. All or Nothing, decent. Gambler, decent. Guilty of Love, decent. Hungry for Love, I think should have been the single instead of Guilty for Love, and there would have been my 4 singles, I guess, right there. I might even went with Spit It Out as a single. Realistically, that's where I am on this. The only thing, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, the only thing that this album is truly missing is, if this had Here I Go Again, the 1987 version, if this had Here I Go Again in the 1987 version on here instead of Gambler, for example, this album would have gone insane. This album should have done better than it did. It really should have. It is a good album. And I'm going to blame it on the fact that there is a European and a US version, because every note I've got here says that the European or the US version, they remixed the music itself to bring it up to make it sound more like a glam album, because glam was starting to really kind of blow up and get really popular. This was released in 84, so you gotta figure this would have been after Motley broke onto the scene, Van Halen finishing up their David Lee Roth run, Cinderella, White Lion, Great White, all of them slowly starting to come up, so we're getting into that time period. GNR's not there yet, but they're coming along soon, and all these bands I'm mentioning, if they're not out yet, they're on their way up kind of thing, right? So we're really getting into what is going to be the heart of the glam era here. This would be the beginning of it, and the production on this is really comparable, the mixing, everything on this, I'd say is comparable to Whitesnake 87. I need to get a remaster copy of this. I have to, because as good as this is, a remaster will be better. All right, folks. As I was mentioning, there was a bonus track on, it was actually the Japanese version as a bonus track, Need Your Love So Bad, which was a cover, which apparently was not made available on any of the other releases later. 25th anniversary edition had a bonus DVD with it, which looks pretty decent, more or less. Music video for Guilty of Love. Slow and Easy's got a music video. See, got a music video, totally makes sense, right? So, someone was thinking. Love Ain't No Stranger. And that's one of those things that bugs me is, they don't classify Slow and Easy as a single, but it got a music video release, which means it technically was a single, but it wasn't a radio single, which bugs me. Love Ain't No Stranger got a music video as well. Guilty of Love live at Darlington. Love Ain't No Stranger from the Starkers in Tokyo. Give Me More Time. BBC Top of the Pops. Love Ain't No Stranger live in the Still of the Night. So the DVD's not bad. If you wanted to go that way to get the 25th anniversary edition. And the 2019 edition, it's the same as the original European version, except for it would be remastered. Get a remaster if you can get a remaster. Absolutely get a remaster. Oh my lord. This album is so good, I wish it was remastered. I mean, I'm happy with the $2 here, but I'd pay full price for a remaster, and I would highly recommend pay full price for a remaster, or get this, maybe look for it on vinyl. It's going to be an interesting one. I might even look for it on vinyl to see how it sounds on vinyl, because the production on this one's going to be the original analog vinyl-like production. All right, at this point, I feel like I'm kind of rambling along a little bit. I think I've covered everything I really want to cover with this. Yeah. Just pick up the album, man. You know, we're talking about Slide It In from Whitesnake. Just great album. Anyways, folks, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. That is what the comment section is for. Like to know your opinions. Have you listened to this album? If not, go pick it up. It's a good album. If you like 80s rock, and I don't want to say glam. Glam feels really wrong. Like when I was describing this to Tracy, I said, you know, it's a really good rock album, but it's got a polishing to it that makes you want to say glam. But to me, it's not really glam. It felt more European, kind of, you know, Final Countdown like almost. So, you know, yeah. That's, you know, yeah. All right, so comments, like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications, please and thank you. A couple links down there worth checking out. Otherwise, folks, peace, love, take care.